me, Samuel, and welcome back to another video. But today we shall be taking a look at the set 71755 Temple of the Endless Sea, which does include 1,060 pieces, and you can see there's quite a lot of minifigures. Of course, Benfamar is exclusive to this set, which is absolutely incredible, and this will release on June 1st everywhere apart from America, Canada, and Mexico. For you guys, unfortunately, it will be August 1st, just to clear up, which apologies, I didn't say that on my previous video, and this will cost $100, €100, and £90 at full retail value. And yeah, this set, honestly, I think is really awesome. It's so much just stuff to like interact with. You got like 4 different sections of this. Then if you include Wajira's part, you got 5. Then Wajira herself, that's 6. You got the pole, which is 7. There's just so many parts. You got 8 if you include him. Like there are just so many elements to this set. They've absolutely knocked it out of the park. Just looking at all the detail, it's absolutely insane. So yeah, that is what this set looks like. So let's start off with the minifigures. So starting off with Kai in his non-canon Scuba uniform, and Benfamar, which looks really awesome. He is the adopted brother of Kalmar. So taking a look at these minifigures, first off, we'll actually quickly have a look at Kai, see what his printing looks like, which I think Kai's minifigure looks really awesome here, because he has the belt and all the tussle detailing and everything like that, which looks really cool. And then he has his weapon, which will then, moving on to the back, you can see, but going through his air tank, he has the sword holster, which really doesn't make sense. And then you can see his helmet, which looks really cool. And then moving on over to Benfamar, you can see that he also has some really awesome minifigure printing. I think they've done an absolute exceptional job of this minifigure. Then the Joker hair is finally in black, which is great to see. So maybe we'll get a twitchy Tim with it in light grey. Maybe that will happen at some point. You can see his staff there, which really, the end of it should be blue, and there is actually a clip for you to put it on there. And then if we quickly remove his back accessory, you can see what his body printing looks like at the back, which looks really awesome. And so does Kai's. You can see that Kai has the zip there, which I think is done really cool. And there you can see Kai's alternative face. And then looking at Benfamar's alternative face, you can see he is quite angry, and this is quite fitting for the final fight that he has with Kalmar, which I think is a really awesome thing. Then if you wanted to see a closer look at me like Scuba Gear for the ninja, you can see what it looks like, which we have the sword holster there, then we have like the neck attachment and everything, which looks really awesome, though it's a shame the belt isn't accurate, and I would love to cut it off, but I don't think it would look that good without it anyway. It doesn't look too bad. And then you can see the helmet, which is really awesome. Which then taking a look at Nia in her Niad form, which this minifigure looks absolutely incredible, and this is by far one of the best Ninjago minifigures I think we've ever gotten. The detailing is absolutely insane. Just looking at all like the translucent elements, like you really get the feel that she is one with the water in this, which literally she is. So it's incredible to see, and she does have that new hairpiece, which it's kind of annoying that she doesn't have a normal hairpiece. And quickly removing the mask, you can see that she looks even more awesome. Like honestly, it's just such a well done minifigure. And taking a look at like the tail piece, which just absolutely just looks absolutely incredible. Like there's no more words for it. Absolutely amazing. So let's quickly just take a look at the Nia figure without her accessories. And here you can see what Nia looks like in her Niad form without her accessories, which honestly, this minifigure is absolutely incredible. Though it's a shame there isn't some more light blue and like more translucent elements on her, but nevertheless, this minifigure is by far one of the best Ninjago ones that I think we've literally got to date. This figure is absolutely incredible. And take a look at her faces. What sort of led people to think that maybe this would be Pixel, but no, of course this is Nia, which I think is really cool. Though mine's got a mark on the front, though thankfully the hair does cover it up, and you can see all of her face, which she does have a mole print still there. So yeah, this figure honestly is incredible. And like look at the the silver and everything, just all the different lights. They have got so many different colors to this minifigure, and her hairpiece is translucent and a bit rainbowy and bubbly, which I think the reason they had to do it like this, because Lego have actually never made a pure translucent hairpiece before, so I think they had to dual mold it, and her headband on her others is actually printed, so that's why they couldn't do it. But yeah, nevertheless, taking that aside, this still looks like an absolutely incredible minifigure. Taking a look at Kalmar, you can see what he looks like, which honestly, this is just such a fantastic minifigure. Like you get 3 of these out of all of the sets, but he's still one to have like just an incredible figure to have duplicates of. And this Kalmar looks really awesome, though apologies, I believe the shoulder pads actually aren't canon anywhere else in Ninjago, which I had a look through lots of like Kalmar clips and I really couldn't find it. So it's kind of annoying, but there you can see his printing, which I think his printing is just done really well. And that leg piece honestly is just incredible. And there you can see what his head looks like, which I definitely prefer him without the shoulder pads. He just looks much better. But there you can see all of the printing of that for Kalmar, which I think is another incredible minifigure. minifigure. Here you can see that we have a Murray Guard or a Hydra Whipper. It's still not exactly confirmed by Lego what exactly it would be called, but some are saying it's a Hydra Whipper. I'll just say both for the sake of it, but there you can see what it looks like, which if you want to have a look at its printing, you get 2 of these in the set, and the only real difference is their weapon, but you can see what it looks like, which this print is really awesome. I love the look of these like Whipper characters, whatever you really want to call them. And then again, there you can see him with his shoulder pad, which does look pretty cool. And the headpiece is really neat, that the fact that they have it in like the solid blue looks really awesome. There you can see its weapon, which you get that new mold. I believe it is a new blade mold in black and gold, which is really awesome to see. Would you then take a look at Gluten, as you can see what he looks like with all of his legs, which honestly, this minifigure is absolutely incredible. Just the way that they've done the legs with that new element, I think just looks better, though it's quite hard to get him to stand up right. And the little chandelier is cool on the pat, and then it also reminds me of like Daddy No Legs, I believe was his name, from Hunted again. Sort of some similarities to Hunted, and then also the couple seasons after with like the Fire Vipers and all of that, so that's really interesting. But there you can see the magnifying glass, which is pretty awesome. Then let's take a look at the minifigures printing up close. There you can see what Glutimus looks like, which honestly I think his printing's done really well. You can see what his printing looks like on the front there, and removing his head you can see that he actually does have a bit more different. All the gold part at the top is pretty much different, so if we quickly have a look at the regular one, you can see the difference, which is really cool to see. So yeah, I like that they've actually changed it for him. I think it's really cool, though it's a shame that we didn't get Gripe. And then finally, for that, the animals, before we get to Rajira, we actually have another Stingray in this set, which honestly I think this looks really awesome. I love the printing of everything. I just think it's just done really well, and it just, yeah, looks overall looks really awesome. Now let's quickly just take a look at the amulets, which then here you can see the amulets, which one, apologies for the light, and it's actually helping me though in this scenario. You can see that we have the water and the storm, and fun fact, this is actually a new storm amulet mold, well not mold but new like colorization. That is the original, which this one, as you can see, is just pure translucent purple, where this one is glittery, which does look much better. You can see like just little bits of glitter in there, which does look much better. Which the thinking behind this, and what I've heard other people say, is that what Lego wanted to sort of do is have that to be the fake and this be the real one, which I can completely see. So that is really awesome to see. Then we can see the water one, like the aurora and everything. I just think this actually this honestly looks so awesome. There you can see that there. So those are the 2 amulets of the set, and then if you want to again side by side comparison of so the left one is the old island one, and the one on the right is the newer one. And then again there is the water amulet, which then here you can see we have Rajira, which I think looks really awesome, and she of course is brick built, which the build is quite similar to the Great Devourer, which I think is really cool. And people are saying that maybe this could mean we'll get a new one of them. Hopefully we will, and hopefully it'll be a much bigger and better and more improved. We have some reverse tiles tiling off the end, and looking at the towel you can see that these elements go all the way down to the towel, which I think is done really well. I love the way that they've got the 2 fins at the end. It's something quite unique, I'd say. We've never really had it that simple and that like just divided like that. I think it just looks really cool. This is the shoulder padding piece that we had for the Mino creature, which I think is really awesome. Then moving on up, we have this play feature, which I will show you that in a minute and what this connects to. And then you can see moving on up, we just have all these like Technic parts, which it doesn't look the best on the back, but it doesn't look too bad either. You can see that we have these 2 sticker elements, which I think look really cool. Which then again, there you can see them moving in a little bit closer, and then moving on to this side, you can see them again, which I think they're done really well. And we have the coral in blue or cyan, which I think that's the first time that we've had it. And then looking at this is actually the Overlord Dragon's head, which I think is really cool that they're reusing it. Though it is kind of annoying that they have to reuse elements like that. You can see that there. Considering how important of a character it is, I don't really get why they'd want to reuse it. But anyway, moving on over, you can see that side as well, which I think this is done really well. And to make it even better, if you want to, you can actually press down on a couple of her horns and open her mouth, which is really interesting to see that she does have the pink tile in there and everything. So yeah, that is what Rajira's head looks like, and then you can see what the back has, like the rubber part and everything. So I think that is done really well, and then it has like some more just spikes and everything to like round off her complete look. So yeah, that is what Rajira looks like. I think it looks really awesome. Now let's quickly add her into the play feature, which there you can see Rajira all chained up, which as you can see, but there's these little clips that hold on to her each side, which I think look pretty cool. The way they've done it is really neat, that the fact they've added like a plate underneath to sort of raise up and make it just like feel a lot more flush and a lot more fit in, which is obviously a lot better. And then what you can simply do, you have this feature at the back, and the idea is that you can simply just move this, and and it pops her off, and she can then break free of her chains, which I think is really awesome that they've done that. And then moving on down, if you want to have a look at how Wajira is attached, you can see the elements, the 2 plates that she is attached to, and if you simply want to remove that, you can see that there, which these pillars come off quite a fair amount, which is quite annoying. This is what it looks like. It's quite a simple build. There's literally just this part in the middle for the left and the right to be connected, which have these like nice little angled elements, which I think is done really well. These little statues, you can have them straight if you want to, and they are also a little bit fragile, so you may want to be careful of that. But this I don't get. I feel like there should be 2 studs at the end as well. It just feels a little bit incomplete and a bit just a shame that they didn't do that, because even though this is the back, I feel like it still should look good from at both angles. So yeah, that is what it looks like. It looks pretty cool, but then also you have these little clips for Wajira, which sort of is one of her colours being the cyan blue there. So yeah, that is what that looks like. So starting off with the main structural build of the set, you can see we've got some really good curvature here. Like, I think the shaping of this building is absolutely just exceptional. It's incredibly well done. Then you can see the part on the top, which this is squib logo, I believe is what it is. And moving down, you can see we have Wu's hat, which it's funny to see about. We've always had that kind of like put on the side on quite a lot of structures. It's funny to see it's literally made its way all under the sea here. You've got these like little trident parts, which I think look really nice. And then you can see maybe we've got this area for Kalmar to stand, which I think another figure that would have been good to include would have been Kalmar's father, definitely the king, original king. I think it would have been much better. Then you can see that we have these stickers, which is really cool. Then we've got this like golden bar, and this piece on the corner is actually a new element, and that is introduced, I believe, in the Monkey Kid like Queen, what was it, Spider's vehicle? That one, I believe, is what it was. And yeah, this I think is done really well. And then again, we've got some more curvature coming down here, which I think that is just done really well. You can see that, which sort of giving me Guardian of the Galaxy vibes, which is really interesting. And moving on down to the stage, you can see that we've got quite a bit of gold and everything, which I think is done really well. You can see that we have quite a lot of gold parts. We have the studs, and yeah, I think it's really done well. You have golden metal beard, which I think is quite funny that they've included it on this set. The fact, well, yeah, it's just a really odd piece to use. So yeah, that was really interesting to see, pretty cool. And then down here, we've actually got this play feature. So the idea is that you can push it in and it literally pushes them forward, which really, these kind of features don't really work. So if we've got Ben Famar here and we press forward, it does launch them forward, but yeah, I don't really see it could have much fun. It just launches them forward, that's kind of it, and then potentially could damage the back of their legs or stuff like that. We then have a clip and we have an arch, and then yeah, we have that area, which that is literally where the play feature is. You just push that forward, which I think is pretty cool. Then moving on around, you can see what this looks like, which I think is done really nice. And you can see that there's this like little statue bust down there, which I think is quite weird, the way that they want you to kind of just put it against the wall, because really if you had it like facing interior, you could actually see it better. And then moving this out of the way, I will actually show you this here. You can see this is basically just like this little structure for the water amulet, which I think is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong though, I don't exactly get why we need it. Like, it doesn't really make sense, like why the water amulet. I think it'd be better if they just put another golden ingot up there instead, but there you can see that, there you can see the water amulet, which this I really think is really cool, but we'll take a better look at that shortly. But yeah, there you can see that, which I think is done really well. And if you want to push it out, the idea is that you simply just push that piece in and it does fire, which I think is pretty cool. And then moving on into the interior, yeah, there's literally nothing else, but again, there's quite a bit of space. So I think that is pretty cool. But what I mean is with this, I think it'd be much better if you have it turned like that, so then you can actually see it from all angles. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And this does go on the 2 circular jumper plates, which I think are done really well. Then take a look at these flags as we move up. You can see we have this like octopus detailing. I think it's like that kind of pattern. I believe that is to me what it looks like. You can then see what we have on the back side, which this, it doesn't look too great. It looks kind of like a fish. I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of like a weird fish. You then have a fish up here, which leads me to have so many questions, like, do they eat fish? Like, what exactly is going on with that fish there? It doesn't exactly make sense. But you have this little light there, which looks pretty cool. And then we have this little lamp light here. And then we have again this other little sticker, which I think that sticker looks okay. And then you can see that we have Kalmar here, which Kalmar does actually take up quite a lot of the space. So if we actually remove Kalmar, you can see that we have got a lot more space, which I think it looks really good though. Like I said, it would have been good to have the king, but I don't think we could have had both of them. Or we could have had like the throne room with the king. That would have been cool. You can see this, which is, I believe, the one charm that Benfamar gives him and helps Kalmar in his quest to unlock Wajira beginningly. That is sort of when he didn't realise what was going on. And then you can see we have this like little area on the side, which I think looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is kind of bland, but it's good because the fact you can actually fit Kalmar here, because that definitely would have been bad if you couldn't. And moving on to the side, you can just see it looks okay. A bit of anti-stud. The reverse tile would have looked good, but it didn't. That though is really cool. I love it when they put that piece upside down. It just works really well. So yeah, that is the interior. So then here you can see it, but we have the second biggest structure build of the set, which still reminds me of the 2018 Dragon Pit, like the Hunted set. Just the right hand side of it looks quite similar to this. But yeah, taking a look at this, you can see that we have the golden trident ornament, which I think looked really nice. You have a bit of dog poo in white. Is that meant to be fish poo? Is that meant to be like a shell? We don't exactly know here. You can see we have some columns and everything, which I just think this is done incredibly well, especially where you've got the bubble, then you've got the water coming out. I just think it's done incredibly well the way they've done that. Then moving on over, you can see that we have this, which I think that looks really cool. And yeah, it does actually show the holes on the outside, which is interesting. Then you have this gel cell, which of course, it does kind of get annoying at the fact every time they make a set, they always put a gel cell here. Like, I know that's what kids prefer, but like, I don't know, it just feels like it get quite repetitive eventually. And the idea is that you can simply just pull that forward and it does fire it off. And then looking on the interior, you can see that we've got this like nice little space, which you can fit like a figure. Really, you could most probably, if you took all of like their armor off and that, well actually you can't because it's like their submarine stuff and that would end up killing them. You could technically fit about 2 characters in it, I would say potentially 3. So that I think is a pretty cool build. You've got the little lamps on the left and the right. Then moving on up, you can see that we've got this like sticker here, which I think that sticker is done really well. It again looks like the squid one. And then moving up and down, you can see we've just got all of these just pieces which just look really nice to make this area. You can then see we have a spring-loaded shooter there. Then moving on to the top, we've got more of those reverse elements, which is quite interesting to see that they've done it a lot. And then here is this roof element, which does come off, and again that is the squid logo. I'm not exactly sure what it is actually. I believe it might be their actual empire, because aren't they all squids? No, but they're not. That's an interesting thought. There we have a cutlass and a gun, which I believe that is to be like a homage to like shipwreck, which is quite interesting that they've added it there. And I think it's quite a nice thing that they've added in there. You can see the top again with this little spear area, which I think is really cool. The spring-loaded shooter with, yeah, like the spear on top. It's not connected, but I really like the way it's done. I just think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that is what this area looks like. And actually, you can move this basically a 180 degree, which is really cool. It has one of the Bionicle Exo Force arms at the back. So yeah, that is what this looks like. I think this is a really nicely done structure. And yeah, that is this structure. Now let's move on to the next structure. Taking a look at the 2 smaller builds on the set, you've got the little lab. Then you have this little one with this little clown pearl, which let's take a look at this one first. This again has that little flag element. I believe that has got to be like the logo for the kingdom. I am going to do like season 15 watch in a couple of days here. So I'll have a look, see where that is from, then I'll hopefully make a comment on it somewhere along the lines. But yeah, you can see this here, which I think this looks really cool. You've got the water. And this is quite simple, but the idea is that you literally just got that, and the idea is that you can like show the pearl inside, but that is actually the Mysterio head. So if you wanted to give Mysterio like a clown pearl head, go ahead, you can literally do that, which I think is really neat. And let's pick that up before it rolls off the desk. But yeah, you can see that here, which I think is done really well. You've got the water part spouting out the side again, which is really cool. And one thing I wanted to say, apologies I forget on all the other parts, there are clips. So the idea is that you could, I think, maybe put them in a loop or just do anything. You can really connect them in any way that you want. Maybe you don't want to have display a certain element, the big part, whatever it may be, you can display it in your own way, which I think is pretty awesome. Which you then taking a look at Glutamus's little shack area, you can see that it's done quite similar to the others. It has some studs not on top, the snot technique here with the window. And yeah, it's good that the way they've got like the water spouting out again and the rock work and this little like shell piece, if you want to call it that. It's good to just see the way they're sort of like keeping like a formula for these little builds. And looking at the interior, you can see but we've got some nice little glasses, and we've got this mat here, which I think that matte print looks really cool. You can sort of see just some patterns and everything the way it's done. And then taking a look at all the glasses and everything on the desk, I think is done really well, though it doesn't really scale well with Glutamus at all. You really have to like lower him down, which I guess isn't too much an issue, but there you can see that again, which I think is really cool. So yeah, that is a little lab area, and it does have the same roof. So yeah, I think that is another nice little side build. So taking a look at Kai's Pub, you can see that we have basically the same build. The only difference really is that they have the different stick here, which I think that looks really cool. And moving on around, you can see we have the little katanas, we have the little front and everything like that, which looks is really cool. You have the sticker again. And yeah, this literally is the same build. The only difference is that the fact that it's in red. The colours have been reversed. And yeah, we have the little propeller at the back. And that is what it looks like, which is really cool. And if you want to put kite in or out, you can simply do it like that, which I still don't get why there's a gap in it. That is a question I'm always going to wonder with these pods. But there, you can see the interior, which I think is done really well. But then we have one little thing. So this is the same build, but it technically isn't. If you have a look at the bottom and compare it to Cole's, their plate is actually moved one to this end, which I don't get, because there it adds a bit, it rocks. I guess it's a bit sturdier, but it's not really much. The main wobbliness generates from the back, so I'm not exactly sure why they did that, but nevertheless, I think it's quite a fun, interesting thing, which I'd love to one day ask a Lego designer why did that happen. But anyway, that is all the builds of the set, so let's go on to my final thoughts on this set. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this video, and yeah, this I think is a really awesome set. The color scheme I think is just done really well, right? The turquoise, the gold, the black, it all just goes together really well. And the Glutimus minifigure I think is really awesome. The Nia I think is pretty cool, and then Bemfamar I believe is a main drawer from what I've heard. Lots of people really wanted to get him and were worried that we wouldn't like the Upley and other Ninjago characters for some reason that have been missing. But yeah, I think this set is just really well done. Mujira is a bit on the tad on the small side, but I think she is okay with a build. Like, it's done well, don't get me wrong, just a scale would have been much better. Like, you can't fit him on the head, like it really is out of scale. But yeah, I think this set is really awesome. No one complaint in the minifigure section is Gripe. Gripe is the second-hand man to Kalmar up there, so I don't exactly get why they put Glutimus, not him. Really, what they could have done, they could have sacrificed any of these figures, or honestly all of them, for Gripe. It would have been much better. He's basically just one of these, but he's like blue is swapped out for yellow. So yeah, this set I honestly think is really awesome. And again, actually, it's a shame that it didn't have the monocle, but it is what it is. But yeah, this set I think is absolutely incredible, and I definitely recommend it. And this one out of the sub, honestly, I don't know. It depends what way you want to go. Do you want like a villain like lair based thing, or do you want a sub? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things that is completely like night and day difference. But yeah, this I think is a really awesome set, and I totally recommend it. So thank you all for watching this video. Remember to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And until tomorrow's video, which is going to be an absolutely incredible, massive day, I'll see you there. Bye for now.